peepers, welcome to a weekly reads. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 books. 7 books since the last time, which is pretty good. It will start slowing down, so I may do these every other week. I don't know, we'll have to see. And I don't know what it is that is like, can you see that? I think it's a cobweb. I don't see it though. I don't know. I think it's a cobweb though. See it? It's hanging down. It's gotta be hanging down like in front of the camera. I don't know, guys. Did we get it? We got it. I didn't clean in here this week. You know, I go in here and oh my gosh, it's really bad. I can't, hold on. Okay, I think I got it now. No more little shadow. If there is, deal with it. So yeah, this is the last day of just sitting and reading, and I'm not even going to be home all day. I got invited to my youngest son's house. He's smoking some meat. He has a smoker, and so he invited me over. Scott has to work, so he couldn't go, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. But when I get home, I'll be reading, and I'll read a little bit before I leave the house. So, I hope that you guys have been reading a lot. I did. I enjoyed the month off of Zooms. Most of social media, I would go in and check things once in a great while. I didn't watch any YouTube. I did binge General Hospital one day, and now I'm behind again. So tomorrow I plan on binging General Hospital when I'm in my Craft and Clean Zoom, because I'm back into Zoom starting tomorrow and back into cross stitching, and so I will be listening to books again and reading and doing what I can. So yeah, so next year it'll be the whole month of August. This year it was different because of the summer Olympics. So I enjoy taking a whole month off from social media and just reading. I can accomplish a lot. So let's get started, shall we? I did read 2 arcs that I got from either the publisher or the author. And I am on the PR team for AK Nevermore. And I did get Breaker. I got the book Breaker. And so I read Binder, which is the newest book, and that came out September 12th. So I do have my review up on, hold on, let me get it. This is Binder. It says it's book 2. There are prequels that are in between her books, but this is book 2 of the series, Binder. I love her covers. Anyways, she seems very nice. Like I said, I'm on the PR team. This book is, I believe I am getting this in the mail for the PR team. But yeah, so let me tell you what this was about. And this is, oh my gosh, I'm reading so many series right now that I forget who's from who. So once I look it up, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. Binder. It's the names. Oh, I finished that last night. I read it all. I finished it last night. Okay. So let's go to Binder. And I read this from September 4th through September 9th. alternate Earth, a cataclysm has altered a subset of the population. Talents are persecuted for their psychic and physical mutations, giving rise to two conflicting societies based upon maintaining genetic purity. And the source, a shadowy corporate entity dependent upon the exploitation of captive talents, is hunting them. Flynn and Kara have made it to the north, but they are far from safe. In the city of Glenfills, the ruling body known as the Assembly has become ineffectual at best and treasonous at worst, leaving the northern territories ripe for invasion. Under the threat of blackmail, Flynn Scott is forced into a leadership position to combat the corruption and to protect his family. Titus is coming, and unless Flynn can convince the Assembly that the threat from the source is real, every talent in the north faces harvesting. Meanwhile, Kara is floundering. Thrown into a completely new environment, talent Kara Jester questions her place in the north and everything else. Plagued by wedding preparations and without the ability to bind her resurfacing memories of trauma, she's a mess. Then, with the arrival of someone from her past, tensions skyrocket between her and Flynn, and it's mirrored within the city. After a string of grisly murders and abductions, Glenfills is in turmoil, with the original houses playing games and setting their machinations above the common safety. No one is free from recrimination, and rumors abound. So do threats of civil unrest. And if Flynn can't find a way to get out from under his blackmailer's thumb and set things right, their fairy tale wedding being planned amidst the madness won't end in a happily ever after. Yeah, so it's a dystopian fantasy. It says it's a spicy dystopian romance, which that it is. It is spicy. It is dystopian. It's a romance. A little bit of fantasy in there to me. A lot of politics. There's a lot of politics going on. Flynn is trying to change things. His ex is a real bitch, let me tell you what. I can't stand her. Now, Kara, I would love to hang out with her. Oh my gosh. She is like, I'm doing things my way. I don't care if I'm like supposed to be a queen and I'm supposed to dress this way. I am not comfortable in that. So she fired the person that was hired to make all her dresses, and she hired someone else who her father is against Flynn. Yeah. She starts making these outfits for Kara and also for Flynn, because Flynn doesn't like all the stuff that the men are supposed to wear, like tights and that. And they go out in public in a restaurant, and people are watching her. And all of a sudden, these people are hiring the person that made Kara's outfits because she likes to show skin. She likes to have the clothes fit for her. And she is throwing out the book on everything. I love her character so much. I gave this 4 stars. 5 is hard for me. It has to give me all the feels. And with all the political stuff going on, I had a hard time keeping up. I mean, it's easy to keep up, but you got talents, and you got the source, and you got this, and you got that. And then you got all the different families. It is a really good series. I really like the characters, and there is book 3, and I don't know what the name of that is or when it's coming out, but you know I will be signing up for that arc because I gotta read them all, right? Yeah. So that is Binder Book 2 by A.K. Nevermore. There are a couple of prequels in between the books. Read them. They're all good, and I believe these are all on Kindle Unlimited. Okay, so then I got another arc, but I'm going to tell you about the books before the arc because the arc was the 5th book of the series. So I started with book 1. They're all on Kindle Unlimited. So the first book is Blade by Kyann Waters. I love these covers so much. They are so cool. These are spicy motorcycle club romance books. Yeah, so Blade is the son of the president of the motorcycle club. He does not like how things are being run. His father is into heroin, all kinds of drugs. He has it going through the club. They do a lot of illegal stuff in this club, and he wants to make it better. And with his father in being the president, he can't change anything. His father's got to go. So, yeah, but Blade ends up meeting up. Is Blade with Hannah? I believe Blade is with Hannah. Hold on. Blade. Yep. So the description says, Hannah, I hate the Heller Raiders. They betrayed my brother, taking his cut, his bike, and his patch because he chose me over them when our parents died. Back then I was just a teenager crushing on his best friend, but I was too young for the hot bad boy Blade. I never expected to see him again. He shouldn't feel this good. I shouldn't feel this good. 3 years ago I'd loved him. I'm afraid I still do. Blade. Hannah Vance is my best friend's sister. Off limits. But he's not an MC anymore, and she's grown up, and MC stands for Motorcycle Club. A badass tattooed Hellraiser. I want her on the back of my bike and in my bed, but my life is a wreck, and my club is on self-destruct. I'm going to break promises. My loyalty is going to be challenged. The MC has rules, but I'm done obeying them. Heller Raiders MC romance series, bad boy bikers, dangerous drama, and lots of steamy sex. These are gritty stories including violence, drug use, and graphic language. Get ready for a wild ride. Some readers may find content disturbing because, yes, there is fighting going on. There is shootings going on. People die. People go to jail. But oh my God, the first book, very good. So I already gave you the rundown of what the Motorcycle Club is about. So then the second book is Dozer. He was my favorite. Dozer, Kyann Waters. He was my favorite. Okay, so Dozer says, Pippa, 2 choices, jump or be shoved. Either way, I'm going to fall. One wants me to smile, relishes my laughter, and makes me feel good. The other breaks me down, shatters me to pieces so he can taste my tears. Romeo and Dozer, 2 Heller bad boys. I want them both. But I'm falling for the one who's going to leave me broken. Dozer. I like being alone. I don't trust people. Yet, I'm a member of the Heller Raiders MC, part of a brotherhood, whatever that means. I know it doesn't mean sharing my best friend's girl. Romeo makes her laugh, but she wants me. I can see it in the haunted shadows in her eyes. I'll break her and drown her in the dark with me. But she is Romeo, and I can't betray my brother. So, yeah. Dozer contains off-page sexual violence and a lot of the other stuff. So, yeah, Pippa meets Romeo first, and then she meets Dozer. But Dozer is the one that catches her eye. And so, you know, it's a why choose between them for a while until she chooses. Romeo got his nickname Romeo because none of these guys, these are their real names. These are their biker names. Romeo loves them and leaves them. He is not into relationships. So for Pippa, he's just there. But Dozer, she wants him for herself. I absolutely love Dozer. I don't know why. There was just something about him. I think because he's broody. You know what? I hate motorcycles. I'm 100% honest. Have I ridden on one? Yes. Did I like it? Not really. I hate them. There's so many accidents around here, and sometimes it's the motorcycle's fault. We had one yesterday that was killed because he decided to pass two cars and hit one head on that was coming from the other way. He was 20 years old. Too much of a hurry. Too much of a hurry. And the lady hit head on was an SUV. She was 76 years old. Can you imagine how she feels? Yeah. So no. And I know it's not the motorcycle's fault. It's the motorcyclist. And, all drivers are like that. But when you're on a motorcycle, chances are of making it out of an accident is very slim. So, yeah. But the brotherhoods in these series, because I've read some other ones, they are so good. And how they take care of their women is, no, you don't mess around with anybody. So, yeah, he was my favorite. So that was the second book. The third book is Romeo. So, yes, Romeo got his own book. And boy, did he change. So, Romeo says, girls like a bad boy biker with tattoos. They shouldn't catch feelings for me since I don't fall in love. That's why they call me Romeo. I could fall for Levi, only she's too sweet to climb onto the back of my bike. I don't need everyone telling me she's off limits. Even I know I'd wreck her because my life isn't a fairy tale. It's an epic tragedy. Levi. No one sees Romeo the way that I do. I know he's reckless and wild. He's a howler and so beautiful it hurts to look at him. Dark and dirty, sinful and dangerous. I don't want to love him. I've hung on for too long, waiting for him. I was the only girl he didn't want until he couldn't have me. Now he thinks I've let go too soon. So, yeah, she's in college, and she meets up. Her brother's best friend is there, and he keeps an eye on her, and she decides to start dating. And that's when Romeo realizes he has feelings for her. She's liked him all along. She even saved her virginity for him. Yeah. So Romeo is not such a Romeo after all. Because he decides, he wants Levi. Oh, very good. I gave all these books 4 stars. The whole series as a whole is a 5-star. Because I could not put them down. I read them one after the other. And the 4th book is Rogue. Hey, where'd the cover go?
You've got mail.
It's Rogue. So, Rogue is like a little bit older than the other guys, and he is the VP of the club. Rogue isn't just my name, it's the way I live. There isn't a law I won't break. The rules don't apply to me. Screw the consequences. I'm not the only one breaking rules. Jazzy is getting under my skin and determined to get under me. The club princess is off limits, but I did say the rules didn't apply to me. Jazzy. Tattoos, muscles, and mean as hell. The dark and dangerous VP of the Heller Raiders has secrets. I'm going to be one of them. He watches me. I know he wants to do bad things to me. He might be a bad boy, but I'm tenacious. I'm going to bring him to his knees just where I want him. and her father is Sully. He is also in the club. And so Rogue is like, Sully was his mentor, and he does not want to ruin anything by going after Jazzy. He thinks Jazzy is like, no, she's too good for him. Yeah, we'll see. Awesome. I really like these two together, and Jazzy is not like the other women in here. She is badass. I mean, all the women in this is badass, especially Hannah. But, yeah, Jazzy, she fixes cars, motorcycles. She's just, yeah. So, I enjoyed that one. And then the last one, and there's more coming up. I think the next one's called, or the last, let me see. Where's the one? Bullet. Bullet is the last one that just came. It comes out on September 17th. So this is the 5th one. I liked Bullet. I like all of these guys. Okay, I got a commercial or an ad. I say commercials, they're ads on here on my app. So it says, they call me Bullet because no one threatens me and no one takes what's mine. I'm part of a brotherhood, the Holler Raiders. The MC has changed. I never thought I would. A storm is coming, and her touch is like lightning. She's everything I claimed I'd never need, but I'm not the only one who wants her. Stormy. They say when you play with fire, you get burned. I should have listened. I became someone willing to do anything to survive. One night, a biker helped me escape. I ran from a dangerous man, but now I'm falling in love with another. He calls his girls his kittens. I want to be his only one. So Bullet owns a massage and something. It's called Massage and Something Else. And all the girls that work there are called his kittens, and he has sex with them. And they're like an escort service and a massage place, and what goes on behind closed doors, you know. Well, now that they want to go legit in the motorcycle club, he's turning over the business to the women. But one of them seems to have her little claws hooked into him a little bit more than the others. Until he met Stormy one night during a raid and never saw her again, and he couldn't get her out of his mind. And she couldn't get him out of her mind. And they end up meeting a few months later. She's a stripper in a club. She got away from an abusive asshole, and he saves her and takes her in and decides he wants her to be his one and only. He's given up all of his kittens. That's what he calls all his girls, because he wants just her. And he's trying to keep her safe from her abusive ex. Yeah. This is so good. I liked these two, and I can't wait for the next one. I believe the next one is called Blue, and he's a new guy in the motorcycle club. Yeah, I like him. So I don't know when that one comes out, but I can find out. Let's see. So we go in here, Fantastic Fiction. Kyann Waters.
You've got mail.
Let's see. Blue comes out July of next year. I have to wait till July of next year. She has other series. She has Highland Wives and Bruno Mafia Crime. So I do want to read those. But yeah, Blue is book 6, and it doesn't come out till next July. I can't wait that long. That's a long time. Anyways, all of my reviews, they're short and they're all on TikTok. I will try to get them up on Goodreads this week. But read this series. Bad Boys, Tattoo. Yeah, all of them. And these have all been on Kindle Unlimited. Okay, I did not read anything on NetGalley. And the other book that I read yesterday is called A Kiss of Flame by Jessica Thorne. This is the second book of The Lost Queen. I read the first book, which was A Touch of Shadows. A Touch of Shadows came out September 5th, and this one came out September 5th as well. The first one is A Touch of Shadows. I got that as an ARC from NetGalley. They didn't show this on NetGalley, so I got this off Kindle Unlimited. And then the third book to this series comes out October 8th. So this one and the first one are on Kindle Unlimited. So this is A Kiss of Flame, second book. I gave it 4 stars. They want her on the throne, but the closer she gets, the deadlier her magic becomes, and an ancient power gets closer to breaking free. Wren's gone from being a parentless girl with a free life in the forest to the daughter of the lost queen of Astaroth. Trapped in the capital, she's surrounded by people who would kill her if they discovered her shadow magic. And the strength of her dark power is growing out of control. Though Finn considers Astaroth his home, as the son of the enemy king, he has never been fully at ease in the capital, but now it's torture. Keeping Wren's magic hidden goes against every vow he's ever taken, but whenever they are apart, the strange ache in his chest becomes unbearable. Snatching moments together in quiet corners of the castle, the solace Wren and Finn find in each other is bittersweet. The Regent's Council want to keep the control they've held since the Queen was lost, but their plan to use Wren as a puppet could see the kingdom torn apart by her dark power. And with the enemy preparing to invade, danger is growing outside the city walls too. With their loyalty to each other tested at every turn, can Finn and Wren find safety in their love? And can Wren escape from the power play inside the castle and save the even if it's from herself? This is the second book. It's an unputtable down romantic fantasy. If you like Sarah J. Maas, Rebecca Yarros, and a few of those, then you would like this. A little spice in there, not too bad, but oh my god, yes. So Wren does not want to be queen. Her mother was queen. Her father was from an affair, and he is in charge of all the guards. And so she meets up with him. He didn't know he had a daughter. She's 20 years old. He never knew about her because the queen ran away. And so she's going to be tried for treason and all that. And what goes on after that is amazing. It's an amazing series so far. I already have the third book that comes out October 8th. I will be reading it as soon as possible. Right now, I need to start a series. So I had spun my wheel for genres, genres, TBR, all of that, physical TBR and all that. So when I spun the wheel, it landed on sci-fi/dystopian. So I looked, and I have a bunch of lists that came off of TikTok that I printed up. So the first series on the list for sci-fi dystopian is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, I think it is. You see. So Let me see how many books there are. Orson Scott Card. And the first book is called Ender's Game. It came out in 1985. It is on Kindle Unlimited, I believe. The second book is Speaker for the Dead. And then there is 19 books. So in the next few months, that's what I'm reading in between my arcs. And I already have the other 3 books. So Ender's Game I get from Kindle Unlimited. And then 2, 3, and 4 I got from Libby as audiobooks so that I can listen to them while I'm stitching. So I am going to start reading Ender's Game. I do have the other 3 already from Libby. Let's see. Ender's Game. Ender's Game. I think I can add it to my library. Yep. Okay. So the first book, click read now. It's downloading. So the last book is called The Last Shadow, and that came out in 2021. Come on. So Ender's Game, Orson Scott Card, and let's see what it says it's about. And if I don't like the first book, I won't read the rest of the series. That's how it'll go. When humanity is under threat from an alien race, Ender Wiggin, at the age of 6, leaves his family on Earth to journey to the Belt. There he enters battle school, where his life is strictly disciplined by mind games and computer mock battles fought in deadly earnest. Instinct, compassion, and genius make Ender unequaled, but while he trains, the invasion approaches fast, and Ender will be pushed to the limits of endurance, for he is a unique destiny. So this sounds really good because I don't always read the smutty, spicy romance books. I like to read a little bit of everything. And so I have heard of this book years ago when I first started doing BookTube back in like 2015. Yeah, it's been that long, you guys. And so I had heard about this then. And when it made it to the list of sci-fi, like, yeah, I really need to read this series. So, I have a feeling I'm really going to like this, unless it goes into a lot of scientific data. If it does a lot of that and it's losing me in the book, I probably won't finish it, but I have a feeling this is going to be good. So, I'm going to check it out. Like I said, there's 19 books, and so I have this one on Kindle Unlimited. And then 2, 3, and 4 I already have on audio, so I will be listening to them this week and try to get them all listened up before they have to go back to Libby. And then once I'm on the last book, I will go back and ask for 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I can listen to those, because I was on a waiting list for these, so it'll take me a while. I still gotta do Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. Okay. So that's what I'm listening to and reading is Ender's Game. That'll be for a couple weeks. I do have 2 more books that are arcs. One is from NetGalley, That is Counting Miracles by Nicholas Sparks. That comes out September 24th. And then I'm on the ARC team for a book called The Beast by Georgia C. Lee. That comes out on the 24th as well. So I have those two coming up. And then in October, I have three books. I might have more. Oh, and then, yeah, so October 4th, this is the other thing. I might do this before I get books 5, 6, 7, and 8. I have a book that comes out October 4th from NetGalley, but it's the third book. So I want to go and get books 1 and 2, which are on Kindle Unlimited. So, yeah, I'm going to be reading the series or listening to the series of Ender's Game, but in between some of them I will have a few arcs to read, so those will get read up also. Once I finish, I don't know, I gotta fit in Kingdom of Ash somewheres. It may be after Ender's Game series, it may be in the middle of it, because I gotta finish that Throne of Glass series. But I am having so much fun reading, you guys. I enjoyed taking the month off. I sat in a recliner. I'd get up every once in a while and clean. But let me tell you what. My legs, the swelling in my shins are like, it's gone. Even though I take a water pill every day, just sitting and stitching, my ankles still get really swollen, and they haven't in all this whole month because I've had them elevated. My ankles are tiny again. They haven't been tiny in a long time. So I'm going to have to find, I do have a footstool. I'm going to have to find a way to put a blanket on it or something to keep my knees have to be bent just a little bit, otherwise they lock up on me. But I'm going to have to find a way to sit when I'm stitching. I did try to set up a stitching area in the recliner, but it wasn't going to work. I might have to try it again on the other end, and I might switch the recliner around with the set where I usually sit. I might do that too. I'm gonna play around, but yeah, lots of books. So as you can see, my TBR just keeps growing. And I haven't even gotten to my physical books. I still have a lot of those to read. But I have been enjoying, if I don't like a book, I will DNF it. I am not afraid to DNF a book because there's too many out there that I want to read. So out of all these books, what ones do you think you would like to try? What ones have you read? And what have you been reading? Because I would like to know what you guys are all reading. But so far, that Motorcycle Club series has been my favorite out of all of these. And I do like my fantasy. Don't get me wrong. I love the fantasy books. But those books make me mad. Because you got the queens and the kings, and you're supposed to act this way, and you're supposed to act that way, and that's not me. Don't tell me what to do. I would be like how she is. Is it Kara that I said? I would be like her. I'm not wearing that. No. I want to wear what I want to wear. And she told them, no. Yeah. She does things her own way. Anyways, that's it for this week. This might start becoming every other week. It's going to depend on how many books I get read this week or listen to. If I only get 2 or 3, then we'll go back to doing it like every other week. Unless you don't mind the short. If you don't mind the short videos with only 2 or 3 books, I'll do the short videos. I don't have a problem with that. It's up to you guys. But yeah, so what time is it? It's 12:30. I'm gonna start Ender's Game for a little bit. I do have a Zoom to go into in half an hour for planners. I got to set up my planner for the week. I didn't even set it up for last week. So I have to set it up, and then I will be going to my son's house for dinner. So I will pick Ender's Game back up tonight. And I don't know how many pages it is. Does it say? Let me see. Ender's Game. It usually tells you. And the whole series, oh, the audiobook for Ender's Game is only $3 on audio, on Audible. Maybe I should do that.
You've got mail.
I'm going to pay for that. I'm going to get that. For $3? Yeah. Okay. So I can start listening to that in the Audible app. Okay. So I'm going to listen to that. I'll start the book first. I'll start reading it, and then I'm going to switch to audiobook for this week. Yeah. So that's it, my peepers. I will see you all again next week. Hopefully I can let you know what I think of Ender's Game. You all have a great week, and I will see you. Love you guys. Bye.